Hello everyone, how are you doing? Happy Monday. This reading is for the Monsters Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. I tortured myself a little bit to listen to him, and I notice that he doesn't breathe through his nose anymore. So that tells me that he can't. He used to, I remember, like he used to come up for air by breathing through his nose, and it would be weird. And there was always the sniffing going on and all kinds of stuff. But now he doesn't even try, and he just goes he sucks it back, and his mouth is open, and to breathe, he back into his, you know what I mean? Sorry if that's disgusting, but that's what I noticed. So airways are not doing well. Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Whoa. Here we are. Let's just get the cards laid out, and then I'll bring the lens down so you can see the artwork a little better. I can tell I have it up too high. Yeah, here we are. Wow. Okay. So there's a lot going on, actually. I mean, he has more problems than just not being able to, suck enough air into his brain, which that's not going to work anyway. He's just so brain dead. So, okay, the theme for the day with the Two of Pentacles when it comes to health, this is him just completely unbalanced and disorganized, and he might have a little bit of a sore throat. He's definitely suffering from swollen joints. You know, this is the cankles, and this is the arthritis, all of that. So, and then with the Five of Cups over here in the morning, when it comes to health, it's everything below the belt, mushroom field. I don't know if maybe he's coming out of some denial about how bad his health is. Maybe, right? Because he is saying things out loud that gives himself away. His filter's gone. And depending on what drugs he's on, because he can get anything, sometimes his filter is more than gone. It's like it's out into oblivion somewhere. It's just not. It's connected to something else. Okay, so, but anyway, when we have the Five of Cups, when it comes to health, this is colon, bladder, prostate, the other part of his mouth that, other part of his body that looks just like his mouth. And it's one of my diverticulitis cards. Okay. When it comes to the other diverticulitis card, it's right here with the Death card. And this is also a card that rules the bladder, colon, prostate, and everything below in the mushroom. So there's that. It's also a card of big physical changes. So he's holding on for dear life with all of these big physical changes, and having your sons and yourself start a war just to make money, and all the things that they're doing. The grift is so huge. It's just so unbelievably ridiculous between, this rare earth Vulcan elements, startup by little Dom Jr. and I can't remember the name of the drone companies. It was one he started himself. Was it this? Oh no, I'm sorry. It was the drone something initiative that they started so that they could funnel government contracts through it. So financially, Scorpio does rule other people's finances and your connections to other people's resources. And so all of that darkness is in his body and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he's old enough to where his lymphatic system is no longer working well enough to pump it through. His heart is no longer working well enough to push anything through, to clear anything out through, via the liver and kidneys. So here we are with the Queen of Swords reversed, and when it comes to health, these are chronic imbalances, these are brain tumors, this could be head trauma, could also be Nurse Ratched, who's just not going to really be there to help when the breathing problems begin, because we have the Eight of Swords here. So I don't know if this is going to actually happen today, but it looks like he's ending the day with his usual inability to take in enough oxygen. That is a problem, of course, on so many levels. So he's literally a ticking time bomb. Yeah. I mean, the Eight of Swords is our long COVID card. It's just everything to do with the nerves and all the connective tissue in the body, the fascia, even the veins and the arteries in the heart, but primarily I see it as respiratory and needing breathing room, because it's ruled by Jupiter in Gemini. So he might be thinking of ways he can get out of things, but he's not physically able to with these cards here. So, yeah. And I've always seen that this is the way it's going to go. It's either going to be the Death card and then the Four of Swords, or the Death card and the Eight of Swords. And at some point, it's a stroke. It's a big, big stroke that they can't stop fast enough. Even though he has, maybe that's what this Queen of Swords is. A nurse or it could even be a male doctor who is acting in a way that is very cold-hearted, right? I would think that would be the King of Swords, but when it comes to, when you just think about healthcare practitioners or nurses, doctors, and yeah, I know doctors take their Hippocratic oath. Nurses take a different oath, and I think it's like based from Florence Nightingale, I think. I can't remember the name of it, but anywho, if you're thinking about someone who's not trustworthy and is very bitter and cold-hearted, it's the Queen of Swords. I mean, as far as like the ability to get even. Now, the Queen of Pentacles could too, but that would be primarily with just neglecting their responsibilities and doing their own thing, neglecting things at home. But I feel like, this really is like a Nurse Ratched type of a person. So, and swords, you know what I mean? We're talking with the suit of swords within the tarot is primarily connected to the mind and breathing, processing the mind, processing information, analytical reasoning skills. That sounds kind of redundant, but whatever. And breathing, absolutely, the airflow to get to the brain. He can't seem to manage both portions of his body at the same time. Anyway, that reminds me of a really funny joke by our dearest oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name. How can I forget? Robin Williams. Yeah. I always, I see his face all the time. But Robin Williams. What is it? Something like the problem with men is they can't power the brain and the other part at the same time. Not enough blood flow or something. Okay, I'm going to stop and get this uploaded. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back later. Bye.